God, this is so much scarier than I thought it was going to be. Okay. All right, that's it. Thanks. No. When George asked me to say something, he said that I could speak for as long or as little as I wanted. So buckle up because we're going to be here for a while. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to keep it very short and sweet. George and Lauren, I am sure I can speak for everybody here when I can't even remember what I was going to hit right now. Anyway, I'm sure I can speak for everybody here when I say how happy I am that you both found your perfect match in each other. Your spirit and generosity are second to none. And I've seen how you take care of each other like it's second nature. You've been doing it your whole lives, even though it has not been all that long. But you do it so well. And Lauren, I'm not going to say welcome to the family because you've been part of the family from day one. And we are very happy to know you and very happy for both of you. And congratulations, we love you.
Cheers. All right, next up, I want to invite a friend of Lauren, Mr. Andrew. He's going to give a speech.
Can we do it like a talk show? Like, so tell me about the time. I'll stand. So, my name is Drew, and I am a friend of Lauren's. And tonight I do have the pleasure of honoring Lauren and her husband, George. Because she asked me to, but I would have done it anyway. I probably would have found a way to do this, even if you hadn't asked, so don't worry. And when you did ask me, you knew I don't really have a lot of experience with weddings. This is probably like the fourth wedding I've been to. And obviously, the other weddings I went to, it's not like I remember what anyone said, which is, I think a lot of the times it's kind of the goal, right? Like, never mind being memorable, as long as you don't embarrass yourself or anyone else, you did a pretty good job. So, like a lot of people who, when they're doing something for the first time, they're gonna go online, they're gonna Google, like, how do I do this thing? I've never done it before. So I did that too, and I actually got stuck at step 0, which is typing something into Google because I didn't actually know what I was searching for. Because usually when you have something like this, you have a bridesmaid and she'll give the speech for the bride, and you have the groomsman and he'll give the speech for the groom. But with this situation, it's a little different. So I had to make a judgment call and really kind of decide, like, okay, this is gonna be the best bridesmaid speech anyone has ever heard. So this is my bridesmaid speech for you, Lauren. And by the way, one thing that this, pretty much unanimously across the board, in my research, I learned that the first thing you're supposed to do is talk about how you know the bride. Which is like a tiny little elephant in the room. And I will get there, I promise you I will get there, but I'm not gonna lead with that. What I am gonna lead with is how much it warms my heart to see you two together. Because Lauren, you know that I love you, and George, I have really come to love you as well. Truly, though, seriously, I can't roast them. I actually read you're not supposed to roast the couple. So I'm not gonna roast them. That's not really mine. I couldn't do anything. But anyway, but as much as I know that you love each other, I really think that the cherry on top here is your family, George. And Lauren, I know how much you love your family and how much family means to you because over the years, I've gotten to know your dad, John, and your lovely sister, Megan. I do know how much family means to you, and it really does mean a lot to me to know that you two being together means that you also have a family in Austin now. And I've gotten to know Charles and Lisa and your siblings as well, going back to, on many occasions, going back to when my parents came and visited me in Austin. And one thing that you should all know is every time my parents visit me, one thing they have to do is they have to see Lauren because they love Lauren, and it all ties back to how I know her, and I promise you I will get there. Not quite yet. So the last time they came and visited, about a year ago, Charles and Lisa were gracious enough to invite us over to their house for dinner, and they cooked the most amazing fish taco dinner I have ever had. And that says a lot for someone, obviously, who lives in Austin. Not only was the food superb, but of course the company was wonderful. My parents are from Long Island. Lisa is from Long Island, so they hit it off super, super well. And, all I have to say about that is all to say that, George, your family is wonderful. It's no wonder every time I call you and you're together, you're also at Charles and Lisa's house. You're sipping something by the poolside, right? So, right. Why is Drew's mom and dad such good friends with Lauren? And, why are they going over to their house? And why is Drew avoiding talking about this? The reason why is, so when I was doing my research, I read that one thing you're totally not supposed to do when you give one of these speeches is you're not supposed to talk about exes. But there's no real way around that here. So the way that I know Lauren is because she dated my brother for a few years. So got that off my chest. And honestly, Lauren, I wouldn't change a damn thing about it because you're in my life now. And I don't even have to explain it. Many of us know that Lauren is the type of person that when she's in your life, you're not going to want to let go of her. And it's no wonder that I followed you here. We're not here, but followed you to Austin. I also followed you here tonight, but I think we all did. I followed you to Austin, and when I did that, I feel like it took our friendship to a whole nother level. And you know that I value our friendship, and you know this, I really see you as more than that. You're like a sister to me. You're one of the role models in my life, truly like a North Star. And there are more occasions than I care to admit, and I wouldn't admit this on any other day than your wedding, that I have these what would Lauren do moments, right? Like I literally ask myself in my work life or my personal life, and you mean that much to me. So I'd like to toast to you and to George, and I wish you so many happy years together, and I'm happy that we can be part of it.
Cheers. All right, up next we are going to invite up our parents of the groom, Lisa and Charles.
Julie's going to help us out here because we're old and we can't see. Ready?
Yep.
To George.
For George and Lauren.
To Lauren, because she's kind and caring, always thinking of others, just like me.
To Lauren, she is smart, she has a head for business, and she's kind, just like me.
To George, he's expressive and full of joy. He's a social animal, just like me.
To George, he can fix anything, and he's always there to lend a hand, just like me.
To Mr. and Mrs. Schmitz, they'll have a long and happy marriage, and their family will have love and success, just like us.
To Mr. and Mrs. Schmitz, your love and respect for each other will make your marriage last forever, just like ours.
To George and Lauren, sorry. To life of love
and
and
together
laughter forever.
We're just like you. We want to be just like you.
Cheers.
Perfect.
All right, up next we are going to invite up Lauren's father, John.
So quiet. I have not prepared anything. I've thought a little bit about it. I want to do, so many of the superlatives and just warm-hearted things that you have said about Lauren, that's the way she's been since the day she was born. True, and I could give details and I could go on and on. Through a long life that I've lived, and she's about halfway there, we have had magnificent high points and our lives full of love, but we've had some reversals, some serious reversals. And when each of us needed each other, there was no one better than to keep things going. I mean, some of this is serious shit, as I would say, you know. Lauren, you know, I'm lucky in family. I'm lucky in everything. But to have Lauren has really, I think, been my best friend in life. And part of it is because of these periods that we've had to lean on each other and share things. I have no responsibility for her being who she is. And that just amazes me. I mean, we read a lot, so she, you know, that sort of thing. But okay, I'll start. I have two more things that I'll just kind of ad lib. The first, I wrote a song. I wrote it through a period of time, but the first couple of verses I wrote when Lauren was born, and then worked on it when my other kids were born. But if I can remember the first lines of the first verse, it's a song called "My Hazel Eyes." And somebody touched me in the quiet hours of morning when my weary spirit drifted towards the dawn. With a rush of angel wings, a whole new world a-borning. Jesus. In your fair company, I'll carry on. The lilac and the Scotch broom, the golden reawakening in the bold and knowing eyes of our sweet child. There's a hush that fills the room. A whole new world awakening. I've already done that. Anyway, the line. Okay, okay. And then the chorus is, my hazel eyes, so young and so wise, old soul, bright eyes, you will be my guide. And so that's how it started. And that's my Lauren. You will be my guide and my company, and someone that I've just shared all of her life and you know, most of the best times in my life with. I want to remind you of someone. We have many loved ones that wanted to come, and because of COVID and because of 1,000 different reasons, they're not here, because Lauren is, you know, well loved all around. One person especially that would like to be here is Erica Borgeson Wilcox. And she is Lauren's beautiful mother. And I don't know what to say. I shouldn't say too much about her. She, if you look at Lauren, you know what she looked like. And if you know how smart she is, you know how smart Erica was. And she's a huge part of forming Erica's character and person, you know. And I think we should raise a toast to Erica Borgeson as well as to George and Lauren.
Cheers.
One more thing.
Sorry, John, I cut you off. Go ahead.
You didn't cut me off yet? Okay. No, this isn't sad at all. It's just how thrilled I am to have George, how easy it is, how unjudgmental, how I liked George from the start. And about a year ago, even before he had, we had talked about things, but even before he had proposed, I said, let's get this out of the way. You know, if you're serious about, Lauren and I have talked about this sort of thing, and if you're serious about everything that she's serious about and is full of love that she is, you know, you're my man, and I approve of it, and so to Lauren and George.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to all of our toasters, please. One more round of applause.